In her 40 years in television news, award-winning journalist Katie Couric has been a prominent voice on the national stage. In 2000, she had a colonoscopy on live TV to raise awareness after her husband, Jay, died of colon cancer. Katie lost her sister, Emily, in 2001 to pancreatic cancer. Now she is partnering with a new program called With Love Me. And it asks people whose lives have been affected by cancer what they wish they had known when they first heard their diagnosis. And it provides access to guidance and cancer care resources. Katie Couric joins us first on CBS This Morning to talk about that program. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Nice to be here with all of you.
So this website is very helpful. What do you wish you had known or had when your husband Jay was first diagnosed with colon cancer?
Well, so much. Before I tell you that, Nora, people who are going through a cancer experience, whether they're patients or caregivers, really need the support of other patients who have been there. And why I wanted to get involved in this campaign is people are telling their stories, what they wish they had known. And these stories will not only help people, but they'll also be a gateway to the resources that are so needed when people are embarking on this terrifying and painful cancer journey, because they work with 13 advocacy groups. And there is support available, and hopefully patients and caregivers will go to With Love Me and get the help they need and the support they need.
I've heard you say it's a lonely experience when you're going through cancer. What do you mean? Because
it's very
friends want to help, friends want to be there.
Well, I think unless you're going through it, you really don't understand what it's like. And I remember Jay telling me having cancer is the loneliest experience in the world, which made me so sad because I couldn't help him. He felt so alone. And for caregivers, it's incredibly lonely too. The caregivers that are profiled, that volunteered to tell their stories, talk about they wish they had known the importance of self-care, because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of the patients. Patients wish they had known not to be overwhelmed by all the information online, because a lot of it is misinformation, as you well know. And so people really learned from their experiences, and their life lessons, I think, will help so many other people who are dealing with this disease, because one person dies of cancer every single minute in this country. 1 in 3 people will be diagnosed in their lifetimes. And I, as you know, co-founded Stand Up to Cancer, which has really addressed the research side. We've raised over $600 million to support scientists. But I've always wanted to really help patients.
You say
and this is a way I can do this.
Reality. What does that mean?
Well, I think with Jay, he dealt with colon cancer, stage 4, for 9 months. And I was so afraid that he would think I was giving up hope or that I was surrendering to this disease. We never actually had a conversation about the possibility that he might die. And I'm still haunted by this. I'm writing a book about my life right now. I'm revisiting this experience. And I wish that I had had the courage to talk to Jay about what his hopes and dreams were for our daughters, Ellie and Carrie.
Did you just avoid it? Did you just avoid it, Katie? It is hard to hear.
I was so afraid that it meant that I was giving up, and I didn't want him to give up. And I wish there was a way to help people navigate these incredibly painful and difficult conversations. Painful for patients, caregivers, also for oncologists. Really tough stuff, as you know, Nora, from your sister.
And this is your point. You've been to the other side, and you can speak back to people who are in the middle of it and say, I know you want to be strong for your family member, but you should have this conversation for both of you.
Yes, and I'm so really honored to be a part of this campaign. I really applaud Merck for making these services available for patients and caregivers. And I've started a new company, and I want to work with companies who care about the same things I care about: cancer, that care about environmental sustainability, gender equality, criminal justice reform, mental health issues. So I'm really excited to be able to collaborate with people who want to do great storytelling that's going to engage and elevate and really inform people, because honestly, there's not enough of that content being produced right now.
Journalist Katie Couric is now entrepreneur.
Yeah, it's fun being a disruptor. Well, the media landscape has changed dramatically, as you know.
I want to, since you're here, I want to ask you about that, because we're now about 1.5 years into the Me Too reckoning. Has there been enough change?
No, actually, there hasn't. I think there have been some changes. Congratulations, Norah. Norah and I have talked about this, so this isn't the first time we've talked about it. But I'm so excited for you. You know, representation is so critically important. Women, people of color, people on television need to look like America, and they need to be in leadership positions. The Women's Media Center just did a study, a compilation of 94 different studies, and women are still woefully underrepresented in media, in news, entertainment, and digital media. I think it's 63% of broadcasts. In fact, I got some statistics because I knew we were talking about this. 63% of TV primetime news broadcasts feature male anchors and correspondents. 37% are women. Since we're more than half the population, that is actually ridiculous. But what is more heartening is to see women in leadership positions.
Hello, Susan Zirinsky.
Yeah, Susan Zirinsky. All three
CBS.
morning shows, the executive producers are now female. You know, until they get in decision-making positions, the top tier of leadership in these organizations, we're not going to have enough parity or representation of all different kinds of people. And in my company, diversity is really, really important to me.
And your company is?
Katie Couric Media. How original.
Oh, what a name. Katie Couric Media.
Hey, you got to use it, right?
Thank you. Yes, you do.
And I've got a newsletter. So before people turn on the CBS Morning Show, they can.
We're running out of time.
It's called Wake Up
Katie,
Call.
you know how this works. We'll be right back.
I never paid attention to time.